What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for a brand new series that I am reviewing. That is called Delilah. This is episode 1 and episode 2. I just decided to put both of them together because episode 1 was mostly like an introduction to everything or whatever, so it really wasn't that deep. Bitch, it got good at the end. Okay. Um, I will say, it's from, executive producer Oprah Winfrey. It's from the creators of Greenleaf. They kind of flashed it during the ending of Greenleaf. We never got that much into it about what it was. And then, the still pictures started coming out, the trailer started coming out, and then we realized Jill Marie Jones was in it. I was like, oh shit, come on, Tony Childs. So I was really happy about that. So that's what really, really sold me on it, to see Miss Jill Marie Jones in here. So the first episode it's like a slow burn. Okay, it was cute. It didn't give us much, but it gave me just enough, okay, to want to be invested and to want to see the first episode, the next episode, what's coming up next. Okay, so it's called Delilah once again. Basically, Delilah, in this first episode, we get introduced to Delilah's character. She is a lawyer. She has 2 kids, and she's currently divorced. Okay, now let me just tell you this, bitch. The relationship between her and her ex, that messed me up. That messed me up because it just goes to show how sometimes, you want to say men are, you don't want to always say men ain't shit, okay? But sometimes that sentiment and that statement holds true, that some men really ain't shit, okay? Because you see her preparing the kids, getting them ready. Her daughter is doing the violin. Girl, that had me all nostalgic or whatever, because y'all know I used to play violin when I was in school and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, so I understood her pain. You got to get the right violin. It literally, like, the right violin would make you feel, girl, listen, I get it. Because that's what the daughter's storyline was, with Faith into the mom and dad storyline. Okay, when we first get introduced to the kids or whatever, she has a son. She's watching, and her nephew, because her brother, he's in a VA hospital. He was in the army or military, and he injured. We find out later on in the episode that he's now in a wheelchair. Okay, and there's issues going on between the mom. The mom, she's not ready to be a mom. Okay, and she was supposed to finally be coming to pick up the little boy, and come to find out she's not coming. So that was a mess. But no. It was cute when the little boy Marcus, she told him, don't go to the park after school, okay? Do not go to the park after school. What did he do? He came in the house, and she was like, bitch, let me not call the little boy bitch. She was like, boy, where were you at? He said, I went to Jefferson Park. She was like, didn't I tell you that this morning not to go? And he was like, yes, my bad, I'm sorry. I said, wait a minute. So we're not going to lie? I don't know why the first thing that what I thought of was, so we not gonna lie. We just gonna tell the truth and say, yeah, we went to the park. I went to the park. I ain't even gonna lie about it. It is what it is. You gonna find out about it. No, cause listen, let me tell you something. When I was a kid, we lied. Okay, we lied about all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would have said I got held up after school. But we lied. Okay, but he said no. I'm gonna tell the truth, and whatever comes, comes. Okay. So that wound up happening, and it was a little tension in the air. And to break the tension, it was a cute little moment that I did enjoy between the mom and the son Marcus, when they had Beyonce's Irreplaceable playing. Hey girl. And then so all of a sudden he broke out, and to get on mama's good side or whatever, start singing and everything. I said, you just wanted to show out that you can sing. That's all that it was, okay? I said, you better do that, little boy. You better do that. Go, Marcus. Go, Marcus. It's your birthday. Go, Marcus. He was like, cause you're irreplaceable. I was like, you know what? That boy got some talent, and then the little girl, she can play the violin real good. Now the thing with the father, he like a writer or something, and he was supposed to be meeting up with somebody or whatever to try to get some more money and advancement, and she trying to call him to see what a child support check at. She said, bitch, it's only $200. It is only $200. He was like, listen, I can't give it to you right now. If I go to this meeting and I get this investment, I'll be able to give it to you. I said, $200? What? And this is where, now see, I'm thinking like okay, he's struggling. Okay, so what has he been doing to, take care of himself, whatever. You trying to get this advancement. How much is the advancement going to be? Baby, the little girl, the daughter, she wanted this $10,000 violin, right? Okay, because the sound is better and everything, and it's just better. She asked the mom, Delilah, and Delilah was like, no, girl, we're not gonna do that. She was like, I'm gonna ask my dad. I said, girl, your dad can't even pay child support $200, okay? And truth be told, he getting off kind of scotch-free, given the situation. Why that man came up with 5,000 of the $10,000 from the advancement to give and put it down on a violin. I said, are you serious? And hadn't even paid the $200 in the child support yet. I said, what? Now, how does that happen? How does that happen? That shit, I said, he ain't shit, okay? That shit just took me out. It took me smooth down. I was like, no, okay? No. I see, mind you, the guy that plays the husband, the ex-husband, the Delilah's ex-husband on here is Taraji husband slash ex-husband on Acrimony. Girl, I said, what? So you finna have these women want to kill you again, huh? We'll see. Okay, first it was Taraji, now it's gonna be Delilah. Bitch, we'll see. Okay. And then we get introduced to Jill Marie Jones' character Tamara. Okay, Delilah and Tamara are really good friends. They've been friends for years. Okay, since college and probably before that. And the story begins where the issues start to pick up, and the plot of the whole show, at least this season for right now. Delilah, she sleeps. She gets a text message from an old friend that is like a somewhat, I would call her a friend. She probably was a friend back in the day, but we not necessarily friends anymore, you know. And she's an alumni, and that's the only reason connection we have. It's like, girl, I'm gonna put her to the wayside. She was like, can we talk? And her name is Leah Davis. So she just keeps on calling. She was like, she can't talk to her. She hasn't taken a call or whatever. But when she was in her office, because Lila's also a lawyer, she gets to her office and her secretary is telling her that Lila is at her office. So she been trying to avoid her and not have to talk to her, but kind of find out she has to because she is already in her office, And basically what goes down is Leah got fired. She worked for this tactical company that made radios or something for the military. You know what I'm saying? And basically, she stumbled on some information that she shouldn't have found out about. And she doesn't realize the severity of it, and she doesn't realize that she can somewhat be a whistleblower. You know what I'm saying? It was an employee called Gary Shea who, made the radios, and he realized that there was an issue with the radios that can be a danger to those who use it. And they tried to cover it up. And so instead of fixing the problem, they kind of made it seem like Gary quit, but they basically pay him out to be quiet and to go away, but they still watching him. They're still watching him. And Leah even said that they're watching her, And the way that she was trying to explain herself, she wasn't really doing a good job to make me interested enough, to make anybody interested enough to be like, girl, I'm going to take your case. I'm going to take your case. Okay, girl, this is a problem that we got going on our hands, and you're going to need some help. No, like, she was just beating around the corner, and I was like, is Leah kind of, like, she just comes off like aloof. That's what it is. She comes off aloof a little bit. And I'm like, girl, do you not understand the severity of the situation? She just, haphazardly, like, say, oh, matter of fact, yeah, they got people watching me and stuff like that. And I'm about to get evicted. And it is what it is. And she was like, well, I can put this paper in for you so that you won't get evicted, but I don't know if I'll be able to take the case, because Delilah wasn't trying to take new cases at this point. She has a big course load on her already, and she's a small firm. It's just her, and her secretary, and she's not trying to take anything new yet. And so, she met with somebody that was trying to Her name was Barnes. Her last name was Barnes. And she was a lot. She was a lot. She reminded me of what was her name on Insecure? I think it was season 1. Who told Molly off, the new girl that came in there, the new black girl that came in there, and she was like, you know, da 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 da, you know, and you can call me Roro or whatever. She reminds me of her a little bit. Her energy, you know, she was just so gun forward, gun ho about trying to get this job, and you know, she couldn't get the job because of the fact that she didn't have the money to pay her, and she wasn't looking to hire anybody. And I have a feeling that she's gonna wind up calling that girl back, and she wound up telling her, you know, that paperwork that you're going to put in to stop that girl from getting evicted, you know, y'all using the wrong template, you know, they updated it, and so you're going to have to do that so they won't return it back. And so she gave her a little tad bit of advice and all that stuff on that. So I feel like she kind of made a, you know, a lasting impression on Delilah, and Delilah took that in the back of her head, you know. But she goes over there to Leah's, and before that, she had Delilah had dinner with Tamara, okay, Jill Marie Jones' character, and they was just going back and forth. And I ain't like the way Tamara was just talking about Leah, like, you know, she probably got drunk, she probably did this, and she probably caused herself to get fired, you know, talking about she was unjustly trying to make it a social justice type issue when it really wasn't, and all that stuff. She was being really negative, and then for you to do that to a fellow black woman, it just didn't sit well to me. I said, you were being really negative for what? For what? Okay, and come to find out, she was like, tell me you don't want to take this case. Tell me you're not going to take this case. I'm like, why are you pressuring her not to take this case? I could see if you had a stake in it, don't take it, because we're going to be going up against each other. But at this point in time, it wasn't even that. And I was like, I was really confused as to why she was acting the way that she was acting. And then, you know, something told her to go over there to Leah's, and, you know, no, she was dropping off the eviction paperwork that she needed to stop the eviction. And this is where Leah basically tells her, oh, we ain't got to worry about that, because the people, Fred, the CEO, whatever, because Delilah had her investigator do some, I think his name Mason or something like that, do some investigation work or whatever. We found out that Delilah did have a run-in with Fred, the CEO, who fired her. They had an argument outside his house. So now we're thinking that they had some affair or some type of thing going on. And of course, Leah, she shut that down. No, he like 50-some years old, plus he white, and you know he can't hang like that. I'm pretty sure he can't. I was like, girl, I mean, I don't know. They say some of them can, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You sound like you've been around the block and you know some things that I don't know. But, you know, hey. And so at this point, you know, she was like, don't worry about the eviction stuff, because they gave me this paperwork that they offered me a whole year's salary, all right? And as all I have to do is hand over my cell phone, my laptop, my social media passwords. They got to do an audit on all my accounts, and I'll be good. And I was like, wait a minute, girl. I paused when they said social media password. For what? She was like, no, girl, I can get my own accounts. I can buy a whole new laptop and computer and you know, phone with the money that they give me and all this stuff. And she was like, why would they want you to do that? Okay, why did they do that? And then that's when, you know, Delilah also found out that Gary Shea wasn't fired. He was basically brought off to leave, you know, to keep his mouth shut. Okay, so basically these are whistleblowers, and they don't really realize that they're whistleblower. Leah don't realize that she's a whistleblower. She just so happened to be in that position. And she was like, they probably did this because they knew I was talking to you or something. I mean, girl, you got them. And Delilah like, how they know that? How would they know? Who was you talking to? She's like, girl, I told you I'm being followed. Did you thought I was playing? I'm being followed. And so she was like, hold off on that information. Don't sign the paperwork. She was like, I have to sign it by the end of the day. Because she even offered to pay her first, the next month rent. I said, Delilah, you better than me, because I ain't finna pay nobody rent. Girl, you up here trying to get your baby daddy to pay you $200 in child support, and you offering to pay the next bitch rent? Girl, no. Okay? And it looked like her rent probably was over over $1,200 a month. Ain't nobody got time for that. But she was like, "No, I gotta pay it off. I gotta sign it because they want it signed by the end of the day." It was like they'll wait another day, and so she got the contact information for Gary Shea, and she was trying to contact him. He wasn't calling her back. She winds up going to his place. And baby, when the wife saw her come up, she was like, "Are you the nanny candidate?" I said, "Wait a minute. Is it because she black?" I was offended for a minute. And she was like, "No, I'm no." And even Delilah called it too. She was like, "No. I'm here to talk to Gary Shea. Oh, so you're that lawyer that's been calling. Gary, it's the lawyer that's been calling you." And he was like, "Listen, okay, we ain't got time for this. My mom up in the house. My wife been trying to get pregnant. She didn't have multiple miscarriages. We finally having a baby through surrogacy. She coming home. I ain't got time to talk about this, okay?" It was like talking about the radios. "No, I ain't got time to talk about this. Please just leave, okay?" But eventually, he does give her a call back and was like, "I want to talk." And when she left the house, she saw the man sitting there watching. And so they kind of made eye contact. And I was like, "Oh, shit." But at this point, she gets a phone call, and at the end of the episode she gets a phone call, and she trying to see what's up. Gary called her saying, "Yeah, we can meet at so and so place or whatever so we can talk." And before they can even do that, Mason was out there. She wanted him to do some more retail recon work or whatever, looking for some more information. Baby, he outside Mason's house and Mason dead. I said, "Oh shit." I mean, not Mason, but Gary dead. Gary is dead. The white man that had started all this mess is dead. I said, "Damn." So they really was messing with him. That was the end of the first episode. I said, "Okay, this cute. This cute enough to keep my attention." Now let's go to the second episode. But before we get to the second episode, we also find out in the first episode that Tamara gets offered from her law firm. Okay. It's a case that can make her become partner if she wins it and take it on. All right. What is that case? Or who the client is? The tactical company that fired Leah. Okay. And the CEO, Fred, is now trying to hire them for representation. And, Tamara is about to take the case. So now this is about to start a whole bunch of mess between Delilah and Tamara, two good girlfriends, okay? And what we see is that they've never really been up against each other in a case. And now it seems as though they will, because at this point, Delilah is going to take Leah's case. I said, "Oh, shit." So we get into episode 2 called Toldja, okay? Listen, let me just... Some of the characters are really trifling on this show, all right? I'm just going to put that out there. The husband, the ex-husband, Delilah's ex-husband, Gordon. He is trifling as all hell, okay? We get the backstory on them for the simple fact they're divorced, or she kicked him out. I'm going to assume that they're divorced because the custody agreement is in place. Child support, I should say, agreement is in place. But he cheated on her multiple times with multiple women. Mind you, the son, Mark, is calling him, trying to see if he could stay over there with him until Dion leaves, the little nephew. And I'm sitting here like, "Little boy, calm your nerves." Mind you, the whole time he on the phone with Daddy got to know a whole nother chick up in the room, okay? And she a young girl too. And I'm thinking like, is this one of your students or whatever he do? Because when he was on the phone with Delilah made it known that, you cheated on me and you cheated on me with one of your students too. So, what's going on? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to look so... Girl, y'all see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have it. But anyway, so there you go. That's fine. Um, and then I'm sitting here looking at him like, what is going on? And then the girl you still haven't let me meet your kid. Girl, no. We ain't in that business chat. Okay, obviously he don't care that much. I mean, just because you in the house with him don't mean that he truly care about you. All right, and I'm just sitting here. This man got in his feelings because Delilah said, "You still didn't pay me the $200 in child support." What? I just paid $5,000 on the violin for our daughter. "Oh, you did that just to make me look bad. That's all that was, okay?" And I said, regardless of what you decide to pay after that, if the custody or the child support agreement is that you pay $200, you pay $200 regardless, okay? Bitch, I said these niggas ain't shit sometimes, okay? And then Miss Maya, the daughter, the lady that they brought the violin from, Miss Virginia, she basically, which I love the fact that she's a black woman. She came in and they calling her a protege. They calling Maya a protege, and she was so impressed by her. She wanted to give her some lessons and take her under her wing for free. And I was like, that's cute. Meanwhile, Dion, he got to stay with them because Christine, who is his mother, is not ready to take him back. And, Nate, who is Delilah's brothers, he's still in the VA hospital and he's not coming home for another 6 weeks. Christine and Nate are not divorced, but Christine is in her feelings and feeling some type of way against Nate because Nate went and took a second tour of duty and she didn't want him to. And I'm like, so basically, are you taking that out on the child? I'm not like you, Christine. I mean, because Delilah came over there to Christine's house and see what was up. Okay, she was like, I'm not like you, Delilah. And Delilah, like, are you on any type of medication? Because I'm just trying not to feel like I'm the crazy one here. Okay. I don't understand what's the problem with her taking her son. I'm just not ready. Okay. So you just dropped the son off and, she was like, what about when Nate come home? Okay. Because he's coming home in 6 weeks. Unless he's not welcome here too. Bitch, when she said that, this grown ass man came to the door and I said, oh no. Christine, I said, what's going on? His name is Andre. I said, I don't like this. Andre was a little too like he the man of the house, talking about some he friends of Christina and Nate or whatever, and whatever issue they got going on will help and work themselves out. It'll work itself out, and it ain't gonna work with you coming over here the way that you coming over here popping up on her like this. I said, and the way he stepped to Delilah, I said, you better step your ass back in that house. And he closed the door. I said, oh no, let me find out, bitch. You got another man up in that man's house. You got another man up in that man's house. Wow. Okay. Okay. And the way he stepped up, oh, y'all definitely fucking. You definitely fucking. And you got another man in your husband's house, but you can't take care of your son. Wow. Some people just ain't meant to be mothers, and just because you can reproduce don't mean that you should. That is something that I will always live by. Meanwhile, she trying to get some information on Gary Shay's death, and they trying to make it look like suicide. Okay, because Mace went and tried to get the coroner's report. They got that sealed up, but they had tried to say it was suicide. They saw him with pills and all this stuff or whatever. And so she know that that's a lie and all that. Meanwhile, she over there talking to Leah, okay? She trying to get her to, we're about to go to court. We're going to sue these people. We're going to take this to court. Bitch, am I get $5 million or whatever? Like, Leah is just irking me, okay? Because it does not feel like she understands the severity of the situation that they are in. And Delilah is trying to tell her, listen, bitch, Gary just got popped, okay? She was like, is that going to happen to me? I said, girl, just shut up and do what Delilah says at this moment. Don't sign nothing. Don't take nothing. Don't worry about nothing. I got everything under control. I got a reporter on deck waiting for some stuff, okay? Just chill the fuck out, okay? I feel like Leah probably gonna get on my nerves a little bit, but I think I'm not gonna like Miss Tamara. Okay, I think I am not gonna like Miss Tamara because she is already Tammy's already rubbing me wrong. Okay, she is rubbing me wrong. Like I said, it's like she got a vendetta against Leah. I don't know what happened between her and Leah when they was in college or whatever. Like, did Leah sleep with your man? We see you with your man now and all this stuff. I'm like, what's going on? Because she is hell bent on making it seem as though Leah literally is the bad person in this scenario. Okay. She had to tell Delilah that she is officially the opposing counsel on the case. She sat down with Fred, and them two had a back and forth. Okay. them two had a back and forth, and Delilah had to tell Tamara about herself. You basically trying to put our friend, put your job. You would do anything to get to the partnership, and that's basically what it was. And it kind of struck home with she got hit with a bullet. She got hit with a bullet. She felt some type of way, Tamara, about it. You know what I'm saying? So they already going back and forth at each other. The case ain't even really started yet, and they already having issues. Um, Tamara do meet up with Fred and her own boss, and they trying to get some information and convince, you know, I did this, and trying to make his role in the whole thing as minimal as possible. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the reason why Leah is doing this is because I fired her in the wrong way, and as I'm offering $2 million to make this go away, that's as much as I can give. And another reason why I want this to go away is because I've been married, a happily married man to a happily married woman for 27 years, and I want to keep it that way. Okay, I drunkenly made the mistake of drunkenly doing some things with Leah for a few times, basically having sex with her, and I fired her just because to cover that up. And maybe I shouldn't have did that, and all of this shit, woo woo woo. So that's what we going with. So of course, Tamara, because in this sense, I get why she's acting the way that she's acting to a certain extent, because you're the opposing counsel. You are supposed to listen to your client, and you are trying to get your client off and make your client seem like he's the good guy. So you're going to take his side regardless of if he's telling the truth or not. Okay, you're going to try to spin it to make it seem as if the person that you're going against is the bad person. That is what's going on. Meanwhile, Delilah is just trying to fight for the truth. Okay, but he trying to make it seem like Leah is lying. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Now, Leah had told Delilah that she wasn't sleeping with him. Okay. And now the dude is trying to make it seem like this is all because she, professed love to him, and they had a little romantic rendezvous with each other, and they had a inappropriate relationship with each other. Okay, a sexual inappropriate relationship with each other. And so I'm like, who telling the truth here? Now, Tamara had invited Delilah over to the house or whatever. One of her husband friends was flirting with Delilah and all that stuff. Fine, whatever. But she get to telling her all this stuff, and Tamara, once again, I get it that you're trying to protect your client, and so you're going to take his word, but it's like she's letting her personal feelings about Leah cloud her judgment about the whole case. And it's not letting her see it's a possibility that he might be lying. He might be lying, okay? She's going back like, see, I told you, we already know that this is what she do. She sleep around, she do this, she do that, or whatever. And you know this. And I'm sitting here like, damn, give the girl a break. Like, come on. Like, you can't give the girl a benefit of a doubt. Like, why are we holding on to past grudges, okay, in this particular moment? That's very unprofessional, if you ask me, And so at this particular time, Delilah gets a phone call from Gary Shay's wife, and she comes over and basically said it was a whole bunch of people that was going in and out the house, and then at one particular moment she didn't see Gary, and then when she finally see him again, he's laying there with a bottle of pills in his hands. Mind you, they tried to make it seem like the bottle of pills that he had, that he took to commit the suicide, was an empty bottle, and it was a lie. He just got a refill for the medication that he supposedly took. The bottle that they took probably only had 2 or 3 pills in it all day, so that's not enough to commit suicide. All right. And it's a whole cover up. And she goes into a shed that was his office, and he was supposed to sign over and hand back a lot of documents and stuff like that, when he so-called retired from the company, but he didn't. He kept some files, and so now she's giving the files to Delilah, and this is a win in Delilah's case, if you ask me. Now we can see exactly what's going on and what was happening with these radios, okay? Gary was a whistleblower, so Gary had to go. That's what was going on. And of course Tamara don't want to see it that way, but we gonna get past that. But girl, what else was happening up in this episode? That seemed like basically that was all that was going on. Yeah, like I just don't get it. Oh yeah, and Delilah, she hired Miss Barnes back. Okay, what's her name? I think her name Dominique or whatever. She hired her back. Okay, because she needs the help, and she was like, "Girl, you gotta listen to my package of what I want." She tried to go into negotiation mode. She said, "Girl, I'm only offering you $50,000 in help, medical benefits." Okay, and she was like, "Put in for my 401k." She was like, "No, because if that's the case, I have to give Harper her secretary one." Okay, and she was like, I mean, you can just write it down on paper. You ain't got to contribute to it or whatever. Just make it seem like I got one. She was like, deal. Come in tomorrow. And so I knew that that girl was going to come back because they was putting, a little bit too much emphasis on her when she first came in. But, oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me rewind. But yeah, that was basically what was going on. But at the very end of the episode, what's her name? What's her name? Tamara had sent over some pictures of Leah, and it was like her taking some selfies, some little sexy pictures or whatever. And she was like, I told you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you could have got those pictures off her Facebook. You could have got it off her Instagram or whatever. How you know she sent those to oh boy, and he could have got them off the pay off of those accounts or whatever. They could have doctored it up to make it seem like that's who she was sending to. You just copied and pasted some pictures and sent it to her. And now Delilah is in her feelings because she feels like Leah has been lying to her this whole time. Like she won't tell the truth. I do feel like there was some type of relationship that was going on, but it wasn't to the extent of what Fred is trying to make it out to be. They really trying to get this girl. But anyway, that this episode was cute. Like the first couple of episodes, you know what I'm saying? We easing our way into the series, giving us a little background or whatever. And I'm digging it. It's keeping my attention enough. And yeah, I'll be back to watch more and to, do the review. And yeah, you guys tell me how you feel about it, and I will see you guys later. I still got one more video. Goddamn, I'm tagged. I got one more video to review tonight. Okay, I will see y'all later. Peace.